I'm Tessa with MamasGeeky. Thank you both so much for taking the time today.
Hey,
Thank
Tessa.
you.
How are you guys?
We're good, thanks.
How does it feel that, the numbers for this, you guys are putting up numbers for season two. What does that feel like?
Ooh. I mean, I don't know, I won't speak for you, but I kind of I try not to think about it. It's nice for your work to be seen and people to appreciate it, but um our job's to try and make the best show possible.
Hmm.
And hope that people like it. And that can be a wonderful but ultimately destructive distraction if you start kind of getting the cart before the horse. Um, double down on how you, if people like it, double down on how you did it, as opposed to please like it. That's a recipe for disaster.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I agree.
You
Um,
would.
yeah. Keep the focus. Keep
Yeah.
focused on what we're
If
doing.
anything, it makes you double down.
Yeah.
Kind of, that the you know, it's like being popular in high school. It'll change in a second if you're not careful. I
It's
wouldn't know. I
true.
never was.
That's why I like. That's why I like the intimacy of the books, though. You know what I mean? You just open a book and read a book, and it feels like it feels much more simple than in the moment of experiencing it and reading it and experiencing the story than this enormous team with that
That's so Elrond of you.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do love that you guys get to, you suit up and go to battle this season. What was it that like to get fully decked out and explore that?
I'm gonna be boring again, which was that like I just I was again just so focused on like telling the story of the Battle of Region and focusing as much as I could on my energies because we were really on the sort of back foot, to be honest, when shooting it. We were at the end of the shoot. There was a strike coming. The showrunners halfway through couldn't be there. We were doing crazy night shoots. And so it was just like I just wanted to keep sort of centrally focused in my head that we were doing this battle that was written, that we knew about, and that certain beats I really wanted to hit. So like my focus was there. That's where my head was.
That was a bit more of a trial for me. We did one big wide shot of the one of the big wide shots of the king riding in on a stallion into the battlefield. The sound engineer came over and he said, "Now I don't think you could tell in the shot, but you were giggling." And I was like, "Oh, right, right." I was just like, "Can't believe I'm doing this for a job." It was pretty incredible. Like, here I come. That's pretty awesome.
It was
I'm a real professional.
it was pretty awesome though when you
Oh,
came in on that
thank
one.
you. If you
It
look
was.
closely, I'm just grinning ear to ear.
I love it. I'm gonna be like, turn the volume all the way up. Be like, do I hear
Yeah,
Yeah.
any
be
giggles?
there.
Hmm.
Well, I was gonna ask if there was something you were most excited to explore this season. Was that it for you, Ben?
Um, I mean, that was really gratifying and in terms of one of my favorite things about the job is the collaboratory nature of it, the amount of moving parts and the amount of work that goes into it is profound. But also, I really like that by the end of the season, uh, the the elves are reunited. We may have had some defeats, but we're kind of all on the same page again. And we know more about what the rings are capable of. We understand where evil is and where it's coming from. But there's hope because we have an alliance.
Probably the battle. I mean, probably that. Um, but again, such a challenge, a real challenge and felt a real, a real responsibility. But um, working with Vic, who's the second unit director, who's like really talented and had opinions of his own and wanted to tell his own story as well, which was, because Vic's done so many battles, he's shot so many battles in his life, that he is really useful in situations like this because he's like, you might have an idea that you think is really cool, but Vic's like, nah,
Yeah, he's like, I've done that. I've seen that on film, and
yeah,
it feels cool for you, but it's going to look terrible on camera.
yeah, because I've seen it a million times, so let's
Yeah.
do something more interesting. And I liked the sort of process of shooting with Vic as well, because often Vic would lean on more practical, more, Vic is not a fan of using wires to fly up in the air and do big elaborate things. He's more a fan of being in the dirt, so he brings the spirit of that to all of the action sequences, which was good for me selfishly, because I wanted Elrond to be more desperate and sort of less elven in terms of our perception of what elvendom is. Then we've seen him. So that experience working with him was really fun.
And also really empowering. We had this rig where it was like a horse head on a truck, and you kind of sit on this barrel and it simulates riding a horse. And then he saw me ride and he said, "Oh, thank God you can ride, kid."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's the coolest compliment I've ever gotten."
Yeah.
But for him, it just means I can shoot it like it's really happening because I can trust this guy on an animal.
Yeah.
And also, like you're saying, Vic, he's at this level in his career where he's successful enough. He could just do the same stuff. To be that successful and still be pushing your own medium and how you work is a real testament to the man.
Amazing. Well, congratulations, guys. I love this season and I can't wait for more. Well, I'm Tessa with Mama's Geeky. Thank you both so much for taking the time today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I love this show so much. I feel like we're really able to dive into like the nitty gritty this season. So can you both tell me if there's anything you were really excited to explore with your character this season?
Ooh.
All of it, I guess.
Yeah, everything. Everything. Loved meeting the stores, loved filming in Tenerife, all of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's sort of what we hope for, and then there's also the vision of the showrunners, and really just the journey of getting to collaborate with everyone, from the showrunners who sort of lay it all out to our directors who obviously, guide each of the episodes, to just working with our fellow castmates, because we've all sort of been doing this for a few years now together. So when we sort of all journey back to our regular lives, we have some time away, but coming back to do season 2, it was just exciting to sort of reunite and regroup and return to these characters that, we've really come to understand and sort of deepen our sort of understanding and evolution of each of the characters we're playing. And just being open to, where the story takes us. Some of it is a bit predetermined and some of it we know, and some it's like, we shall see. Who knows, what it's going to be. So that's the fun of it, I think.
Yeah, it's such a fun season. I'm absolutely digging this, but I was going to ask how it feels, because the numbers are massive. You guys are putting up insane numbers. It's like one of the most watched, everyone's loving it. So like, how does that feel to get that, I guess, reaction from the fans?
Feels pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So grateful to anyone who's watching it as well. I think anytime you do something that people respond, not even about responding well to it, but that they feel that they can connect to, or something they can relate to, or something that resonates, is always a really wonderful thing to feel. And it's such a bubble when we film it. I just feel like we're so in that world that I don't even think about when it's going to come out or how it's going to be received or anything like that. It's really just for the experience of doing it, and then you put it out there and hope that people feel connected to it. So it's lovely.
Yeah, I mean, this year we went to Comic-Con, and it was our second time going, but it was our first time going after the show had come out. When we did Comic-Con the first time, the show hadn't come out yet. So when we got to go to Comic-Con, we got to have the experience of really kind of receiving all of the love and sort of engaging with people in a way that felt so different the first time around. And we've been on this press tour. We've been traveling to different countries, from Brazil to Mexico to Singapore, and we meet fans the world over, and it's incredible. I think that's when, like you said, when we're working, we're not sort of processing that. It's when we're sort of out and talking about the show that we understand the reach that it's had, and it's very, very exciting.
Yeah, and you guys don't get to actually see everything being filmed. Of course, you're kind of in your own story. So is there a storyline that you find yourself that you're not involved in? Really looking forward to watching when the show comes out?
I love looking forward to the Numenor scenes.
You're just saying
yeah. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I think anyone, my friends that are in this show, I'm looking forward to seeing on screen because it really, it's not a joke when we say that we have formed really, really strong friendships within the cast. So you forget that we're making something that everyone's involved in, because then you see it on screen, and I've heard about stories about certain filming days that I wasn't, on set for, but Cynthia was, or something, and then you see it and you remember that, and it's so exciting to see your friends be these incredible characters. And things like, Charlie Vickers, who plays Soudon, who's such a horror, like Soudon's obviously, anyway,
The
that's what
epitome of
Charlie
evil.
is.
Yeah.
But, and then like Charlie's love, it's all those things. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I think there's like a real sort of mutual admiration, appreciation club amongst us. And, we just had a screening of the last 2 episodes. And there was like the big battle sequences and all the things that I was so sort of separated from. And I just got to be a fan, and I was genuinely moved. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was so cool to just watch everybody just shine and really pull off this amazing season, especially by the finale. It just was kind of incredible. So I think we're all just happy to hang out when we see each other. It really is a fellowship. I know that's so corny, but it is the truth.
Oh, I love that. Well, I love this show, and I can't wait for hopefully much, much more. So thank you guys so much for your time.